You've waited too long to leave. You listen as the wind starts to howl and the rain starts to come down a little harder. As the water starts to climb up your legs, you realize that you're stuck in one of nature's most destructive forces, hurricanes. Today I'm going to inform you about hurricanes. The purpose of my speech is to help you understand the storm a little bit more in hopes that you'll be able to make more calculated decisions when the time comes that a hurricane is going to affect your area. There are many interesting facts about hurricanes, but I really want you to take away the basics today. And that's what they are, how they form, how they're categorized, and then some preparation tips for before, how to survive during, and some precautions you need to take afterwards. Hurricanes are enormous swirling storms. According to SciJinx.com, hurricanes need two ingredients to begin forming. That's tropical waters of at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit and wind. Before a hurricane is categorized as a hurricane, it has to go through three different stages. The first stage is a tropical disturbance. So that's when the warm water vapor, warms the wind that passes over it, which causes the wind to rise and causes the water vapor to condense with it. And as that cycle continues, it builds up the clouds, the wind begins to swirl a little bit, and then thunderstorms start to form. The next stage is a tropical disturbance. So that's when the warm water continues, the warm water continues to warm the wind passing over it. That causes the wind to ascend up to the higher pressure area, as you can see here. What happens at this point is that air starts to cool, it starts to get pushed outward, and then it comes down in a cycle back towards the surface of the water, back towards the low pressure area. This cycle continues, and it forms more thunderstorms, and then the wind picks up to 25 to 38 miles per hour. That's a tropical depression. So as that continues, it keeps building itself, using that warm water to fuel itself. The winds get up to 39 miles per hour, and then you have a tropical storm. As that continues, more and more cycling, when winds hit speeds of 74 miles per hour, you have a hurricane on your hands. Hurricanes are categorized by their wind speed. Categories 1 through 5, 1 being the least intense. Category 1 has winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour. Category 2 has winds 96 to 110 miles per hour. Category 3, 111 to 130 miles per hour. Category 4, 131 to 155. And Category 5, more than 155. According to Geology.com, the strongest hurricane ever recorded was Hurricane Camille. Hurricane Camille occurred in 1969 and devastated the Mississippi coast. Winds were measured up to 190 miles per hour while the hurricane was at sea. Interestingly enough, when that hurricane hit land, it destroyed all the wind measuring instruments, so it could have well been faster when it hit land. So, in order to be prepared for strong hurricanes like Hurricane Camille, you really need to be on the lookout for alerts. So, watches mean that you have a possible threat of a hurricane affecting your area in the next 24 to 36 hours. So that's when you know that you should probably start prepping for evacuation, or you should keep your ear out for extra information. Warnings are a storm is expected to affect your area in less than 24 hours. So that's when the situation becomes dire. So you definitely want to know that a hurricane is headed your way before a warning is even put out. So here are some preparation tips for before, during, and after a storm. Before, prepare an emergency kit This is going to help ensure that you have the supplies you need in the time that if you get stuck or if you have to evacuate fast and leave everything, you have something to take with you. Make sure you familiarize yourself with evacuation routes. So if you do get the chance to evacuate, you know exactly where to go and you're not caught out in the storm because you get lost. So if you get caught in the storm, stay informed. You want to know of any changes in the storm's course, and any changes in the storm's speed, any flooding that may start occurring. You want to be kept up to date so you know whether you need to go pursue higher ground or not. And stay put. If you get stuck in the storm and you can't evacuate, you're safer in your house, more safe in your house than out on the streets. And then some precautions, you always need to be cautious after a storm, especially when returning home. So definitely stay informed. You want to know if areas are safe to return to. Water can get electrified just by down lines and everything like that. So you want to make sure you know what areas are safe. And then that leads me to my next is turn around, don't drown. So we heard that a lot during Hurricane Harvey a couple years ago. A lot of people died just from driving into deep waters. So if you don't need to drive, if it's not absolutely necessary, don't do it. Thank you for listening to my speech today. I hope you took a lot about learning what hurricanes are, how they form, how they're categorized, and some preparation tips.